Brioni Bespoke operates on time horizons most brands cannot afford. A single commission begins with archived measurements that may date back decades, refined through fittings conducted privately across continents. Fabrics are reserved at the mill level, often unavailable to anyone else. Construction is deliberately conservative, prioritizing balance, drape, and longevity over visual impact. The result is clothing that never announces itself yet is immediately recognized by those who understand cut and proportion. Typical commission pricing ranges from $18,000 to $35,000 per suit, with multi-garment wardrobes easily exceeding $250,000. Keaton Bespoke is built around excess labor rather than excess design. Jackets routinely exceed 80 hours of handwork, much of it invisible once worn. Fabrics are woven in-house in quantities too small to scale commercially. Fit is adjusted incrementally over years, not seasons. This is tailoring intended to mature rather than impress. Clients do not rotate tailors. Relationships often last generations. Pricing typically starts around $22,000 per garment, with full bespoke wardrobes surpassing $300,000. Charvet represents the highest discipline in shirting. Its archives contain measurements and pattern histories spanning centuries. Shirts are cut to microscopic tolerances that favor symmetry, collar balance, and long-term comfort. To the untrained eye, they appear restrained. To the wearer, they feel inevitable. There is no attempt at trend relevance, only correctness. A single bespoke shirt typically ranges from $1,200 to $2,500, with private wardrobes often exceeding $80,000. John Lobb Bespoke shoes are constructed around wooden lasts archived permanently for each client. Leather selection is obsessive, stitching is conservative, and resoling is expected across decades. These shoes are designed to record the life of the wearer through patina rather than wear out. Fashion does not apply here. Initial commissions generally range from $9,000 to $15,000 per pair, with long-term collections surpassing $150,000. Gaziano and Girling blends traditional shoemaking with architectural sharpness. Lines are more aggressive, waists tighter, finishing cleaner. These shoes reward scrutiny and punish indifference. Clients typically understand form as much as craft, and commissions often evolve gradually over time. Pricing usually begins at $7,500 per pair, with bespoke wardrobes reaching $120,000 or more. Graph handles diamonds that rarely reach public circulation. Stones are often acquired in rough form and cut internally to preserve maximum color and clarity. Many of the world's most important colored diamonds pass through graph without announcement. These stones are not marketed, they are placed. Ownership is often generational. High jewelry pieces frequently range from $1 million to $50+ million, depending on stone rarity. Harry Winston treats diamonds as historical objects rather than accessories. Museum-grade stones are acquired, recut, renamed, and placed either into private collections or institutional holdings. The most significant pieces are rarely worn publicly. At this level, ownership is stewardship. Private high jewelry commissions commonly range from $2 million to $40 million. Muawad specializes in stones defined by extreme scale and rarity. Guinness Record diamonds and royal commissions define the house's private work. Pieces are often engineered to exist as vault objects rather than wearable jewelry. Commission pricing typically begins around $1.5 million, with flagship creations exceeding $20 million. A. Lange & Söhne builds watches with uncompromising discipline. German silver movements, hand-engraved balance cocks, and symmetrical architecture define the brand. These watches reward close inspection and long ownership. Nothing is decorative. Everything is deliberate. Serious pieces range from $90,000 to $1.2 million, with unique commissions exceeding $2 million. FP Journe watches are intellectual objects disguised as timepieces. Production is tightly limited, materials unconventional, and the watchmaker's philosophy dominates every decision. Ownership signals mechanical literacy rather than wealth alone. Pricing typically ranges from $85,000 to $1.5 million, depending on complication and rarity. H. Moser's most serious watches remove branding entirely. Dials are reduced to pure proportion and color. allowing mechanics to speak quietly. These pieces are designed for collectors who actively avoid recognition. Prices generally range from $60,000 to $500,000 US, with special editions approaching $1 million US. Grubel Force produces mechanical arguments rather than watches. Multi-axis tourbillons, microscopic finishing, and extremely low production define the brand. These watches are not casual objects. They are philosophical statements in metal. Typical pricing ranges from $400,000 to $1.8 million US, with unique pieces exceeding $3 million US. Buccellati's jewelry resembles Renaissance metalwork more than modern design. Hand engraving creates lace-like gold surfaces that soften light rather than reflect it. Pieces are commissioned for families and passed down as heirlooms. High jewelry commissions commonly range from $250,000 to $5 million US. Boodles operates quietly within British high society. Its most important pieces are bespoke, restrained, and never repeated. Color and proportion are refined rather than dramatic. Private commissions usually range from $300,000 to $8 million US. Hemeril rejects conventional preciousness. Aluminum, copper, and unconventional materials are paired with extraordinary gemstones. Pieces appear restrained until examined closely. Collectors prize the intellectual audacity. Pricing typically ranges from $500,000 to $10 million US. JAR operates by invitation only. Production is microscopic, craftsmanship obsessive, and design uncompromising. Pieces are never repeated and rarely resold. Ownership signals quiet, pinnacle-level collecting. Individual pieces often range from $500,000 to $5 million US, with exceptional works exceeding $10 million US. Holland & Holland builds firearms as heritage objects. Each piece is hand-regulated, engraved, and balanced over years. These firearms are rarely fired. They exist as lineage markers. Pricing typically ranges from $120,000 to $500,000 US, with royal commissions exceeding $1 million US. Purdy firearms represent restraint distilled into steel and walnut. Designs evolve minimally across generations. Ownership implies belonging rather than enthusiasm. Prices generally range from $90,000 to $350,000 US, with bespoke examples reaching $750,000 US. Maison Michel produces headwear for clients who understand proportion and discretion. Private commissions are rarely publicized and often created for ceremonial or dynastic use. Bespoke pricing ranges from $15,000 to $80,000 US, depending on materials and complexity. Beyond its public collections, Chaumet's private work centers on historically informed high jewelry for elite families. Pieces are engineered to exist across centuries rather than seasons. High jewelry commissions typically range from $1 million to $25 million US.